instead of just sit behind your cores for 10 minutes and pull creeps.
10 seconds remaining.
That's true. Well, Young Minds, they liked what they saw last game.
5
They're going to take the
seconds
Juggernaut on the
remaining.
first phase. They're like, you know what, that hero was really good. And they have Earth Spirit and Sand King, and we'd like to have Jug up against those. Can't really blame them.
Radiant
And
team
I don't think I'd
back.
want to leave it into the second phase first pick either for Mineski. Could be tempted to head right back into that hero for themselves. So we'll begin to see some Young Minds. Juggernaut, we'll see what else they want to ban up against it. And we
10
talked last game
seconds
about having those
remaining.
BKB piercing stuns and whatnot.
5 seconds
Potentially some of
remaining.
those to be taken away here, although I can't really think of too many meta heroes left that have those.
Reserve time.
Suppose, like, Venge is the best one.
Yeah, and they
They
already
already
have her.
have. So,
There you go, Lone Druid, I guess.
I mean, if you get the Entangle, sure.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's not too shabby. I haven't get to see him, I don't think, so far in Mr. Cat, except for day 1, I want to say we had one with Faceless, and that was against Mineski. But so we talked about weird bans last draft, or at least it was very focused. It was a lot of off lane. Again, we have that silencer that's being taken away. Good hero. Young Minds have played it a couple times with like some really nice initiations. They also have a very good puck player on Fred. Shout out to that guy. Or sorry, on Carl. He's a very, very talented dude. Played a hell of a game the other day. But there's now Nick Sasson still left in the pool. Knock me
5
focus down. We
seconds
still have that
remaining.
Magnus as well. If Young Minds were Magnus players, this would certainly be a good time for it.
Reserve
Oh yeah,
time.
the dirty Jug Mag.
That's a good one.
I could see that.
Radiant team pick.
Might want to hold it a bit longer to see if you run it mid.
Yeah. There's also no real concern of Mineski taking it, so.
I mean, you never know. Max is an amazing hero in its own right. You don't need someone else to empower, really. You just power yourself and say, I'm the carry now.
Yeah, I've had a couple of those games where I've seen, like, well, I don't know if you happen to notice elimination mode. We had the Magnus Monkey King.
No, I actually didn't get to see that,
Oh,
but I'm
it's so,
sure...
if you guys have not seen that, it was Magnus Monkey King with a troll.
it wasn't the Techies game?
Oh wait, no, you're right. That was the Magnus Monkey King Techies was one, and then our other one was Troll Monkey King. That was ad for them, sorry. But the Magnus Monkey King was just god tier, as you can imagine. It was great. But anyway, in that game, there was an Empowered Viper, and I was still just like, you know what? Even as a shitty Empower hero, Empower's still really good.
Yeah, it really is. And I'm still waiting for you to let me spectate games. I need a ticket for that shit, you know?
Dude, just buy it. Come
No,
on.
man, principle.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
I'm not
to be
buying
honest, we
something that's
tried to
like-
get a new ticket in, but we
Oh shit, right?
yeah,
So,
they did not
remaining.
place it in. So sorry, guys. We don't want to use, like, I'm using D2CL right now to host all these games. The only reason I even use the ticket is so the stats get auto recorded. Cause I'm a nice guy like that.
Reserve time.
But yeah, it's tough to get the tickets in these days. Valve are busy. They don't want to spend their time on trivial things. I can understand.
they need the system reworking. Tickets should not have to be a thing.
Well, for now, we live in that life. But
Yep.
we'll see here. Last core is to go mid position 1. Fun Mineski heroes they've been playing lately. The Shadow Fiend, been digging that. Not really a good Shadow Fiend game. The Meepo, as you can imagine, they're pretty good at that hero. That was okay. They had Meepo versus a Sven, Winter Wyvern, and Clinks, and they still won that game.
Meepo has no counters. It's all an illusion.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about the hero.
The thing is, like, I found this with Huskar when I was playing. If you let that hero hit its timings, there's nothing you can do to counter it if they play well. You have to either shut him down really early, which is nigh impossible. You basically have to have someone stalk his jungle because he farms it in like 2 seconds with boost since he gets level 3. Then he just comes out with like Tread's double Dragon Lance at 11 minutes and you don't have damage to do like 1400 health at that point.
Oh.
Radiant
Well, they
Uh,
actually go back for it anyway. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling the Shadow Fiend this game, I gotta say.
It's always a good hero at the moment, I feel like. And they've got a spirit to kind of cover. They've got a lot of initiation.
Yeah. I guess I always
They
expect
needed a
certain
pusher.
supports
10
with him, but
seconds remaining.
You don't need like the Dazzle, Venge kind of supports with this hero. I feel like you just want,
you just static storm over top of him.
I guess,
That
yeah,
works.
sure, why not?
It's actually
But
not
the
too bad.
Shadow Fiend's just like, he's a bit too strong in this metagame, I think.
Yeah.
Fights really well, he's a really good tower pusher. Kind
10
of just gives you
seconds
everything you
remaining.
want, and as long as they see the supports,
5 seconds remaining.
their roaming's like gonna be super scripted. Rubik and Benj are not strong roamers on their own, they need like a duo. So unless their mid is something super aggressive, like maybe a Quap that can punish the Shadow Fiend with just one hero, it's going to be a fairly easy time for him to do the one-on-one matchup, or have his Earth Spirit help out.
Radiant
Is there a
Underlord's not
chance
the
they
hardest hero
just
to zone.
send the jug mid and kind of sack it and try and go for something stronger? Or is that, you think that's just a no-go?
They could go Venge carry and pick up like a
10
playmaking
seconds
support that
remaining.
would help them a lot, I think. Right now, none of their heroes
5
make plays.
seconds
They're all
remaining.
just kind of... Venge can swap someone in, sure, but
Reserve time.
then you kind of let Mineski have control of the fight in terms of you're all going to group up on the hero you swap in, and the Sand King's just going to be like, gee, thanks guys, boom, epi.
Yeah.
Or Earth Spirit's going to do the same thing, Disruptor's going to get multiple heroes in a storm, Shadow Fiend's going to Requiem multiple heroes. Rubik, yes, the hero can make plays, but that's
10
like as the game goes
seconds
on, you know? And there's a lot of good spells to steal this game. But in the
5
mid game, they're just going to
seconds
kind of
remaining.
waddle around as a 4-man unit with their current team. Whereas if they went like Venge Core and picked up something like an Earth Spirit, look what's left though.
Templar
I
assassin.
don't know what you'd actually get.
And they'll go for the old TA in the mid lane, so perhaps slightly riskier, but high risk, high reward in some ways. If she can get her ball rolling, she's got some pretty solid allies to help her out. The Underlord auras, very much an enabling factor between
10 seconds
all
remaining.
the D, I guess like the D-gen auras, essentially the negatives that
5
you're chucking
seconds
over with
remaining.
Atrophy, aura, the mech, the pipe, whatever he decides to go for this game. Okay.
Reserve
It's
time.
kind of a playmaking hero, I suppose, as well.
Yeah, you just get on in there and do your thing.
Run around with like one of your supports once you have your first item, and you can put a lot of pressure on the map. It gives them Roche, it gives them a hero that can kind of punish Shadow Fiend in the mid lane, I guess, if they want to roam on him. Or they can play an economy game.
10
TA
seconds
Jug
remaining.
scales amazingly. But
the
Mineski,
Ursa.
like, no, fuck that late game. Let's Ursa it up, boys. Not the best hero against TA, but definitely really good against the rest of the team.
Yeah,
And it's also a hero that absolutely destroys Underlord in the lanes, so they can move their Earth Spirit around a lot more freely to help their Shadow Fiend out.
Prepare
Or
for
go
battle.
bottom with the Sand King, because that's not an easy lane to play into as a Sand King.
He also has like no problem with Atrophy Aura. Just like does absolutely nothing to this hero. Fairy swipes are something else.
Correct. That's something I really don't think about that often, but I suppose it's more warranted these days with like all the actually carries and stuff.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I kind of like Lifestealer. I find like a lot of the heroes that are good against Underlord's aura are good against them anyway. Like Ursa, even if, like, let's say for some reason the aura worked on Ursa, it wouldn't really matter. I mean, he's still a super beefy fat sack of meat, and that's what Ursa loves to be up against. So he'd still be good against them. But Fury Swipes makes him like double good. And then Lifestealer as well, same situation. The hero is just not only super beefy, and Feast does a lot of work against him,
30
but
seconds to
you get the like you build damage items on Lifestealer, so the atrophy aura doesn't matter. It's only doing your like your base damage. So you're certainly not going to impact you if you buy a Deso, you know.
Yeah, I really like that Ursa build at the moment.
Yeah. Well,
It
this
was,
game, luckily there's this great item as well that we get to see on every hero, the old Helm of the Dominator.
the battle begins.
yeah, Ursa's been going away from it a bit though, I think.
I would
least the
say
games I've
more so
seen.
than like the start of the patch, yeah.
It just feels like you need a really good start for Helm to be good on Ursa, because you don't necessarily need that item before Blink like you do on certain heroes to keep your farm up, because just either get a lot of kills, or you get like Roshan, or you farm Ancients, and you don't have any issue keeping your farm up with a blink with this hero.
Jeez.
Another thing to mention is Mineski got their D ward, and Young Minds missed theirs, which is actually kind of big, because having an Oko ward against TA with Shadow Fiend makes your life easier, and Earth Spirit can just do what he's doing now. No threat at all.
Yeah, that's so brutal, actually. Oh, here I go again. Oh, 2 rolls in the first minute. You're down to a third of your HP. You have a Fairy Fire left, and 30 seconds till you can tango again. So that's great.
And now the support's smoked off, and it should be pretty easy kill if they connect, but they hear, unfortunately, not.
Alright, well that's disappointing. I hear a Shrine a-going, so Risen already running into some trouble of his own up here. Against and Ursa with brown boots, so Risen's out of that lane.
Yeah, this lane is a no-go for a lot of off-laners. It's just going to disrupt the pull, Ursa can last end of the tower. He shouldn't miss any if he preps for creeps. Or he can just tank the wave, because you know, he's dropped a single pull.
Yeah, no real threats going on.
Equilibrium.
Oh, Carl can't quite get the, speaking of last hits under tower, he's not quite getting there with the refractions, but not too bad, I suppose. 7 and 3. Bottom lane, we haven't been down there too much, but Fred, he's doing pretty well for himself. He's got a couple pulls going. See if this game goes better on his Jug than the Slark. I would say it's slightly easier to be like a part of the team, and you don't have to wait nearly as long in a game like this.
Yeah, they have the, like, kind of what Mineski had last game almost, in terms of once they get out the laning stage, their draft is really strong. Problem is, I think their team fight's just a bit lacking. They need their cores to be just bigger, or play better. Like, TA's really good at doing that, because does so much damage with one item. Then you are playing into so much control, and if you overstep, then who's getting you out? I guess you have a bench to swap you.
I will
Currently,
say,
that bench is level 1.
In terms of like getting it and like those kind of like overcommitments and whatnot. Oh, Carl, he gets his bottle, so yeah, I thought maybe the Courier might be in danger there, but despite picking him second, they don't have anything to deal with the Jug TP, which is nice. I mean, yeah, they have Ursa like punching you, which you can argue is something, but I mean, one hero when it's like your second pick in the entire draft, I would consider that a win there for Fred, not having to worry about that.
I feel it's slightly less relevant this game. It doesn't seem like it's going to be as split pushy. It's going to be a lot more confrontational, I think.
Jeez, RR is just giving him the business down there with a Burrow Strike. He's going for those.
Yeah, he's got so much free time now. The supports have moved away.
And, they're trying to make a play on the jewels up top here. It's a big wraparound from the Radiant supports, but it's going to be punished. Ninja Boy comes in with a 2-man kick onto said supports. And that's going to be 3 kills to 0. They want to make it 4 here. Risen. Chase down. He's kind of chasing Jules here, but he's going to have the glimpse. They'll bring him on back. Who's chasing who? If he ever even tries to get away, not even going to be required, doesn't look like. And that's a triple kill for an Ursa at 4 minutes.
And that's a level 4 disrupt, level 5 Ursa.
Yeah, I'm just going to switch over to the net worth of this. Last hit's no longer relevant. No. 2,600 gold onto Miracle. God.
Supports just suck at doing this. Like, it's not a good roaming duo in this kind of meta game. If they got the kill on Shadow Fiend mid, the game would look a lot different. But
what if RR had an Invis rune, speaking of kills mid? Ninja Boogie nearby.
And this guy would be very sad.
Yeah, he would be a very sad.
I don't think they can kill him. They need the silence from Earth Spirit, I think.
Oh yeah, they're not even gonna try. I thought maybe with an initiation and then
it's
roll
only
in, but
level 3 raises as well. You know, you get 2 raises, he fairy fires, he refracts, and TP's in. It's close.
All right, well Rico, I don't know why I keep adding an I to that guy's name, but he gets the stack going. It's RKO. So there's that at least, right? Got to look for the positives here. Young Minds, no hero kills, but some ancient kills will certainly bounce TA at least into a respectable place.
They kind of just need to play the economy game right now.
Look at Risen
Is
trying to
it-
catch up right now. Ninja
Is everyone
Boogie's
being
just stealing half his experience.
That's the joy of having a hero like this. You know, Venge and Rubik can't just do that.
It's actually so obnoxious. But yeah, it is one of the funner parts about playing these heroes. Like whenever you play Ogre or something.
You just go where you want.
Yeah, it's great. And even when you die as one of these heroes, like, you know they must have committed so much for you to die, it's like barely worth it.
Yeah, you can just say space created and you can justify your feeding.
Yeah.
We have Pili Dive to thank for that.
We really do, actually. I can remember there was that one game where he played Bounty that was just, it was so clear they only won because of how many times he fed. That, like, changed my perspective forever as to how useful it actually
killed,
is.
Like 6 couriers?
Yeah.
Or is that a different game?
I think it was the same one. RKO. He will help catch out Ninja Boogie here. 2-man kick. Nicely done. Arcane Rune. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Oh, it's close. Oh, he has no shrine, but they might not know that. Oh, well, they will with a ward up there, so he still lives.
Rubik wants to sniff.
Oh,
Get it
roll
there.
through Bounty Rune. Oh, so good.
Things just are not going their way at all.
No.
And like in games like this where things are like almost really close and then stuff like that just doesn't go your way, but Mineski blatantly get like favorable fights. It's really frustrating to play into.
How about a 7 minutes phase Helm Ursa? That's pretty
Suppose
frustrating to play
you're,
into.
7 minutes, nothing Juggernaut.
Look at this. Miracle's just running his center under the tower.
Yeah,
Underlord's like not
goodbye,
even looking.
Underlord.
He actually has no idea what's happening. Oh no.
I mean, his game's horrible.
That was actually depressing to watch.
Oh, he lives.
Oh, don't tease us. Is he gonna? Yeah, he's gonna live. He did it. TP support's coming through. It was a little bit of a sloppy one from Mineski, and so he does survive. All right, good stuff. Meanwhile, Ninja Boogie's gonna take up the mid lane here as Rage Potato heads into the jungle. Getting spun on, but he's fine. Just holding his burrow. Looks like an Omni was used a while back. I did not catch that, but it obviously did not result in a kill.
Yeah, I think he just borrowed out of it. Sad thing about Drug this game.
Yeah.
The other game, he was like able to put a lot of pressure on the offlaner. This game, not so much. Still having a really good time. Like his net worth is good. The only reason it's lower than the Ursa is because the Ursa got a bag load of kills.
Yeah. Yeah, triple
But I
kill's
think
pretty
they
good
need
for that.
to move this hero early. Like they kind of need to use its Omni, I think, to put them in a better spot. Because their supports are really struggling right now, and their offlane is just an Underlord. This hero doesn't do that much if it's not winning a lane.
Jeez, they're diving really deep for a level 6 disruptor. This could turn. Alright, Jules just gonna leave. At least he tries to. He has no mana left for anything, so he will go down. And
this is the
there's
kind
that
of
pressure
rotation.
you were looking at, though.
Like just move away, get a tail on tower.
Mid lane as well, though.
Fortunately, that mid
Epicenter
lane.
from RR. Right on top of Carl, and the race to tap it on off there. RKO. Oh, jeez. Careful, my friend. Takes a raise right to the face. Now Ninja Boogie's got kicking too, and RKO not going the way to survival. Raised up. Well, there probably wasn't any way to survival, honestly.
Be level 6 and swap someone. That's the play. Yeah.
Well, level
That's the point of
3
the
and
tree.
3/4-ish.
It's the problem with how they played. Like, they didn't pull very much, and they didn't prioritize zoning after they like went for the level 1 smoke. They haven't. At least Benj hasn't been around creeps too much. Rubik's manages to get his levels, and he'll probably have a tomb bought for him because he doesn't have money now, and finish that off. 15 seconds. But the Rubik's not having a bad game, but
No. Well, at least maybe they can make some plays with him as 6, but this is the other crazy thing about Helm the Dominator, though. Like, you just buy this item, and you have this ward that just follows you everywhere you go, and you just go sit on these ramps while you farm jungle camps.
yeah, you use it to like tank ancient, so you don't need any sustain.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's like the most versatile item after 4 staff. Maybe even more versatile now, I'm not sure. Probably is.
It might be, because just like all the different abilities of creeps that you can just tailor them so specifically to the game. Like game like this, if he wanted, just get like a frost, like one of our
this
ogre
is how
frost
you-
mages.
This is how you cancel spin TP.
Oh yeah, the net. That's right.
We're so stupid.
You buy the helm.
Oh, look, the place. No, you didn't micro it.
Oh, Ninja Boogie's still working on it. Now he'll get the micro in.
Run, Nalasa. Hit him. Body block.
Unacceptable.
These players, dude. These players, like,
Dire's structures are
Nope. Oh, yeah, he's done now.
his team's just busy fighting under a shrine. And that ain't going so well.
Yeah. They steal up the Rubik. Looks like he
They get
couldn't
the
manage to
tower,
grab
though.
anything.
Alright.
Which
Okay.
isn't too bad.
There's no
That's one
TP for
dead
Jug though,
fucking
and
TA.
yeah, that was an
That's
ambitious
cool.
play right there. But maybe he felt like there was no way he gets out, and he's probably right.
Yeah, he was getting glimpsed. Like, Jug can spin out the glimpse at
Yeah.
least, so he's less likely to die if Ursa's not on his ass like he is right now.
That was pretty
much There's no his only trap.
hope.
Kind of like the same story as last game, I feel like. Mineski just... They had a bit of a better laning station this game, but they're coming out of the laning station, they're pushing more with their heroes. And they don't even have the Blink Dagger on Sand King yet, which is a major component for just their initiation in general. This is what Earth Spirit gives you. He kind of has a free Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
Which is why he's so prominent as a support, because he makes so many plays before items come into play. You know, he's kind of like clockwork almost, he just doesn't need level 6 to do it. And doing it from a support role is insane. Make plays from minute 0 to minute whatever the game ends up. Why so much space for your team, whereas the Radiant side, they just have these two like mediocre supports.
There was a.
They need their cores to do everything for them to make plays.
It would appear that Miracle made plays down bottom with the natural while I was watching. Absolutely
Yes,
nothing.
Blink is on now, right? So I probably revealed that. Surprised, killed him.
Yeah. 12
Top lane,
minutes
they're
on
gonna
that.
find a TA.
Yeah, pretty good. That whole Requiem thing. Shabam. Crowds are down. And mid lane as well. Well, they're trying to get aggressive, but it's a disruptor. So even with a purge creep, not gonna be enough. Just there would be glimpses there too. So wowza, 1 to 11.
Yeah, they're just being outplayed. There's like, yes, like draft has something to do with it in terms of like lacks of playmakers.
Get that
but
helm creep. Look at that money. 125 gold like that. Rich.
good enough, that's good. I'm not sure you want to be feeding this Earth or anything more.
You know,
I
at
mean, the
some
Shadow
point
Queen's
there's
even
diminishing
bigger.
returns or something, right? Like,
I know, that doesn't work. The only time you hit diminishing returns is if you're equally gaining the same amount of gold after a certain time, you know?
there you go. No, they're just,
It's-
I don't know, they
it's
don't even
solo.
feel like killing Risen. They're just like, you know what, you've had a rough game, dude. We're just gonna take your tower. We're gonna let you go.
No, they don't need to do anything silly, because like, there's a shrine there, and they don't have their entire team, so...
No risk, Dota.
Yeah, right now this game is approaching the unthrowable if they just get a Roshan, buy the next round of items and push down a lane. I don't think there's much that can stop them.
Well, that's what we would expect. Some sort of a smoke play to happen here. Radiant Vision, they see a Disruptor here. They saw Sand King here. They see an Earth Spirit. They probably know they're eyeing up
But
for
they
a
have
smoke
no
or something.
detection, actually. They need to fix that pronto. They tried to smoke before as well, with, like the two supports and Underlord, and they just kind of like went bottom and did nothing with it. It feels like they don't like understand the game. Their movements feel very inefficient. And whether that's because they're in a position they didn't expect it to be in, or they're just not comfortable with how the game's going at all, it's like... Their TA is just like off pushing past the tier 1, while their free supports are panning around a lot of support here.
That's fair, I think.
Like, they're just jerking off at their mid tier 1 tower.
Is
smoking,
Fred coming?
You know?
Alright, Fred's in.
Yeah.
They smoke come into this Roche pit here after the
This is
tower,
what- this
but
is quite-
I mean, I was gonna say, I'm surprised Miracle's not just going here, but there he is. He's in now. Underlord dead. And scouting forward from Raging Potato. He wants some more. Not gonna find them though. They're under the cover of a tier 2. He'll just hit a creep instead. Oh, there. Well, that's a glimpse again. Yeah, nice try there from Jules the Stack Storm, but not quite in time.
They don't even need that tool to fight. So
no, they really don't. And if they killed the Jug, it would have been worth it, I'm sure.
Might as well try.
If anything, that might bait them into a bad engagement on the Radiant. Go, guys. They don't have Static Storm. We can fight.
They kind of need to like fight under a shrine, or I don't even think you can wrap around because of like how they're positioning the heroes and how they're playing, and also just like your lack of mobility at the moment on all 3 of your cores. Actually, no one in their lineup is mobile at all. Rubik can steal 2 spells that make him move faster, but I'd like to see him survive after trying to steal them.
So far, survival has been a major issue for several of their heroes.
Like, he had all of these items at like 8 minutes. His net worth's gone up by like 200. I think that's a set of raindrops or something. Feels bad.
Well, Riz will have a mech momentarily. It's Karita. Oh, the kick even connects onto him. Can't get anything going.
He's just trying to de-ward, man.
That's the support life, though.
I mean, he should not be de-warding on his own while the rest of his team is behind the tier 2, though. That's a bit of miscommunication.
Oh, even gets the bash there. Coming forward now, they're going to find Carl. And Dust is ready. If any sort of shenanigans will come. Miracle diving into the tower, glimpse back on the TA, and Rage popped as well. They actually do get her out with the swap, and that'll mean RKO goes down, but he saves his carry. However, Fred, Knockaby is lucky. Goes down almost instantaneously, lifted up into the base, but there's a blink before the damage can actually connect onto RR. That was close. I thought for sure he was able to get right-clicked, but he just blinks himself out. I mean, he had Burrow anyway, but they're going to grab a tier 2. And I would be surprised if they didn't try for a tier 3. I mean, you still have Aegis.
It's hard against Underlord, though. Like, you kind of have to dive and force a fight.
Oh, yeah, that's true, I guess.
Kind of low at the moment. And you do have, like, around 6k gold, just maybe more, sitting on your cores. It's better to spend that money. This gold lead doesn't mean anything if it's just that's gold in your inventory, you know?
I guess I'm discounting the fact that Mineski, they've looked very good over the past couple days as I hear that Epicenter wound up and Carl gets obliterated, but they've been very patient in all their games. You know, it's not just like god tier outplay all the time, but they have out-strategized, they've outpaced, they've had these moments where they could have done those things, like gone for that tier 3 and then lost a couple heroes for no good reason when there's, I mean, still tier 2s to close out. And might aim to do that now.
To be fair, though, they haven't had many questions asked of them this game. After the laning stage, where there's like 1 or 2 attempts with the supports to catch you out, they've kind of just played completely reactionary, and they've been the bottom, is the best way I can put it. You know, they've had no flow in this game at all. They're not controlling it. It's all been Mineski. They've been puppeteering the game. The other side's just along for the ride. That's kind of like the difference between really good teams and mediocre teams, you know? Like, they would make plays or make this game harder for Mineski if they were a better team. But instead they're just kind of letting the game flow. Their heroes are split pushing and just getting caught out constantly, being in silly positions when the heroes are just on the other side of the map, playing defensive. And they're not making the space by dying like that, they're just feeding away for free because none of the heroes are using the space. It sounds really harsh, but...
Well, yeah, I know what you're saying, though, but...
It's how this game is, unfortunately. And the last game was kind of similar.
Oh, willing to chuck away that Aegis. There wasn't much time left on it anyway here. And just immediate blink back from Miracle. So the spam is coming out. The mech is there, but we have a blink force staff now on RR, and he'll look for that big blink dive. Now to ensure there won't be a swap save. This time they hop on the Venge, but even with the silence... Oh, no, Miracle's there. Finds in the back lines, coming on through. Everyone else will be okay. Miracle's still chasing, diving, glimpse back, cancelled. Fred just goes for the spin. Meanwhile, your buildings, actually, SF's not on them, so this is working out okay, but nice stun into a kick and a silence there. Fred does hop out with the Omni Slash, though. Miracle back in, now onto our poor Rubik. Has the Bro Strike, gets it off in time, but then he does go down. And Enrage now pop for Miracle, won't be enough, he will drop as well. So 2 for 1 so far, trying to make it a second. All right, 2 for 2, not bad. As for counting heroes that are still dead, those respawns are a little bit short on the rating here. But Carl, he will fall. Double kill for Jules. Swap onto Fred, trying to keep him back up and alive. Break there from the Silver Edge. Makes things easy peasy for the Shadow Fiend. And a monster kill streak now for Raging Potato. And, okay, well, you know, that other tower's really low, but we'll just start punching this one. And, hey, it's not over quite yet. RKO even force-staffed further out of the base there. And blocked out with the kinetic field means RKO will go down. But Fred, finding damage on the Raging Potato. I don't know about this, guys. Oh, okay, missed Burrow, connecting Burrow. Rubik one-upping on that one, but with the break, Juggernaut falls.
I think he wanted the double stun there, and he like clicked to Sand King, and then Sand King borrowed, and then it was a disaster.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
at least they got
awkward.
a few kills on their hold, and they're gonna respawn by the time Mineski are in a position to like try again, if they would even wanted to. But they're doing the, I'd say, smarter thing, and he's backing off, waiting for their items to finish up, and maybe waiting for Roche.
Yeah, after all that, no tier 3 taken, I suppose, so at least your shrines are there. There is the potential to answer the call outside of the base, if the shrine will even end up helping you, which is probably pretty unlikely at this point, but...
And they need to find some way to fight around them, or fight around Vision, because that's the only way they're going to win a engagement.
This feels
And
like
they
one of those
need-
moments where you want to smoke out as the Radiant, like... You hope to catch these guys split pushing or something and being a little bit greedy, trying to get up the next big item before they come back for a fight.
I mean, they are pretty split right now, so it wouldn't be a bad idea, but...
It's so hard to
just,
tell
like,
that, though, I suppose.
They have a scan, but the form of catch is like a Rubik running in with Borrow Strike. It doesn't fill you with confidence that if you find a hero, you're going to be able to connect it. And you kind of have to show 1 or 2 heroes on the map, otherwise it's a bit too obvious when there's a lot of deep vision, and you don't know where it is.
Oh, gonna blink right into Ninja Boogie here from Carl. Finds the DD, but he's dead. I mean, we were watching that vision there from the Radiant side. He just kind of came at this awkward angle where he couldn't see the Earth Spirit here, and he blinked right over top of him. That was painful.
See what I mean with the disconnected plays?
Yeah, like blind blink onto a rune.
Yeah, like if you're gonna do that, then your team shouldn't be here while you do it.
Yeah. That was
It's not
definitely
a
an odd
pub
one.
where you can make those kind of plays and have a window to react.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, he certainly left before he looked on that one. And plenty of time in the grave means another tier 2 down the last. But, alas, no shrines available. Welcome to the world of 7.02, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta get those tier 3s now. We're fancy now.
I think that was definitely a good change.
You like it?
Slows the pace of the game down a bit more.
I like it too. I think it's not as like methodical and stupid at the same time. Like I feel like now you can sometimes go for that high risk play to take a tier 3 because of what a great reward it would be. Whereas
Yeah,
before it was just never worth it to go for a tier 3 if there was a tier 2. There was like no point.
Yeah, unless you could racks.
Yeah, I suppose. But Jules, yeah, uses Sax to keep himself alive for a little while longer up top there, but then he eats an Omni Slash, and honestly, Fred's fine with that. He's like, nice, I got myself a kill. Carl, what are you doing, my lad?
Does not like playing with his team, I guess. Like, yes, you need to push the waves out, but right now they're. I'll just stop being mean.
Well, I don't know. I'm
I'm
just surprised.
sorry.
I legitimately had no idea he was even that. I would not have expected to see him that far down there as we were just closing out that last kill onto Jules. But now it's Raging Potato stalking in deep here. Deep stun from RR. Maybe a little bit too deep here. Credo gonna grab him. He is underneath the true side, but he actually chucks it outside. Give him a little bit of a helping hand. Maybe worried about any sort of a. Alright, I don't know about that.
Probably a misplay overall.
Anyway.
But now they have BKB Shadow Fiend, they are about to have Aegis, which I guess they give to Ursa, because with the BKB on Shadow Fiend, he's probably not dying. Unless he like gets swapped into a Omni Slash and TA hits him like 4 times, then his team's AFK. That's about their hopes of killing him.
But, well, yeah, as you said, I mean, 10 full seconds. Good to go here from SF.
They just need to get the team to group. The Sand King is currently not with them, and rectify that, and SF's even going to buy Blink. Sell your bottle with Blink, makes it easier to dive into them. So that's a smart idea.
Yeah.
They can just end the game now, they have like 4 Blinks.
That's the thing, like with Sand King and him jump, like what are you going to do if he jumps into BKBs? You gonna swap him back even further? Maybe, but you're probably not expecting that right now.
Swap him for the Requiem or something, yeah. But he can just go like this on the mid players, you know. Like, they can't engage because they're too scared of Sand King. Then the rest of them just blink in, follow up.
Alright, Raging Pierre's had enough. He just goes for the BKB. They jump in, bash even there onto the Rubik. Not even necessary, but goes on down. Double kill for Miracle on the 2 supports. And he goes for the 3rd support, the Underlord this game. This is kind of what his poor life's been like. Actually, he caught up pretty well on the farm. I'll give you some credit, my friendo, but Miracle enraging Aegising as well if he needs it. Not gonna need it. Double buyback so far, diving in deep from R. It's a 3-man epicenter outside the fountain. He's still living here. Might even try and take up the Omni Slash, but even the Aghanim Scepter HP won't be enough there. It's an ultra kill for Miracle. Come on, feed the man one more. All he really wants it. He's in the fountain. Not gonna find it. Maybe someone will feed it to him. Will someone be a kind enough soul to give this man a rampage? Carl, considering it, looking like a nice guy. Maybe it's. Oh, I think it's Fred. I think Fred's a nice guy here. It's unstoppable. It's a little bit too late for the rampage. I'm sorry, guys. I wondered if it was gonna be out. It was gone.
Okay, he's going for another rampage.
Yeah, well, just
buyback, guys. Buyback. Oh, they don't have one. Oh.
Nah, that's too bad. Well, and give him the pings. RR is pinging the shit out of Miracle right now.
Probably telling him stop hitting tier 4s, you muppet, hit tier 3s.
Nah, he beat them into submission. As the GG comes out. Oh, and here we go. Now's the play. No. Goes down. Alright. Mineski Dota.
Been outclassed.
Yep. It looked pretty good. Some impressive stuff coming out so far. And Mr. Cat. So 2 quick ones. As we close this one out in 27.5 minutes. I mean, this is what we expected, honestly, coming into the series. Can't really blame the likes of Young Minds. Mineski just look really good right now. Playing very well. Great drafts, great synergy. Ninja Boogie 2 games Earth Spirit, setting things up from the get-go. Makes the enemy mid laner feel relatively worthless for the first 10 minutes because just how much he punches them. Just rolls on them, punches them, Orb of Venoms them. They can't do anything.
They didn't have the heroes that played well into Mineski. You know, just imagine they have I don't know, Spirit Breaker who just charges Shadow Fiend and hits him the same way Earth Spirit hits yeah, then there's things they can do, you know?
Yeah.
They just didn't have a play. Their cores had to be way fatter, and they had to win their lanes in a way that they weren't really given. They had to just outplay them basically. And that kind of draft works if you're a better team and stuff, but I'm not so sure who's in this, but I think Mineski's going to be the best team in it, if not the second best. So.
Well, they're actually in a pretty cool group too. It's because it's Mineski as well as Faceless and WG Unity, all in Group A. So
that's actually
pretty strong teams. But yeah, it's been Faceless and Mineski at the top, along with WG Unity. Honestly, they all look really good. But that's the end of Mineski for today. In fact, that was their last series so far in the group stage, and we're almost done with Group